First barrel before trash day. Little salvages here. Any pro-permy advice? How to use that? I got a pot out of it. The filler, this stuff. Wood is highly valuable in my location. In the desert, rocks. Moving rocks all day. I salvage wood, cardboard, any filler material, any raw material I can use. These are great flats I can use in the yard in many places. I cover them. The worms eat the glue. It rains. I uncover them, and then they become more workable material. Okay. It's a beautiful kind of wet paper that you can use to roll up and just use as a paper mache. It works really well. So this is going to be moved. For now, I'm storing the leaves there. Carpet will be moved. I'm smothering for now underneath this cardboard worm food. And these have been being stored out of the sun as best they can be. As to where they were chopped, which is from here, neighbor's yard, I'll move them. I'm still debating what to do with this. Juniper is one of the most common plants in the world. It needs to be removed, but the question is, should I remove it completely or keep this skeleton, which I prefer to do, and use it for growing vines on. Remember that it'll have an effect on the plants around it. If you PFAF, that's Plants for a Future, pfaf.org, or search the permaculture plant database and learn more about juniper. These I dug. The maintenance man was happy, the property guy. Well, that can be moved. I'll dig that later, but they're doing a new porch, so I won't be replacing anything. And this will be chopped. That is scrap filler. This is, for now, matching, right? Leaf matches the plant, best mulch. People think it's cutesy, but I end up covering it. So, we'll see, I might mix it with the blue spruce stuff. This might be the first acidic strawberry spot. You know, get some shade, get some sun. The big question is what to do with this corner. Because the tallest tree should go there, but the neighbors, as a consideration, they have stones there. If I do mulberry, it will stain. But I can always grow the mulberry in a very tight fashion and see how they feel about that. Maybe plant it right behind that rock so we can walk behind it and still have access to the fence, no staining, as long as it's trimmed tight. And they're very hardy, so we might survive this being crowded out by these other acidic species. It might not work so well. And this will be a giant pile of mulch, because I had another conversation with the client, and I said, look, I'm going to dump a dump truck, because this is a single yard. I wanted a single yard of wood chip mulch, and I wanted to see what would happen when they came and dumped it. It was a big dump truck with 1 yard, which is a truck bed, a regular trucked bed full of wood chip mulch. And this is supposed to be the really good stuff, but word on the street is it's actually not all they say it is, because it's also partially the trunk of the tree, whereas all the smallest branches are where all the nutrients are, so that's the richest mulch. That research was done in Laval, Quebec. FYI, you can Google that. But this will be a big pile of wood chips, and he said, hey, it's your yard. He keeps saying that, it's your yard, it's your yard. So it's going to look worse before it gets better, but as long as the neighbors can accept it for the time being, I continue to change it as often as I can to show it's in progress. But really, that's all I'm always doing, is stalling and preventing as much anxiety as I can, because there's a tremendous amount of anxiety. So what I observe from a social ecological perspective, living in the city, urban setting, you will have more strict regulation on what you can and cannot do. So I'm really trying to get away with it here. But it's more than the law, it's how people feel about anything other than that cut grass lawn. Or neatly manicured plants from China, okay? Shipped on gasoline trucks or shipped, whatever, airplanes. All this is harvested from nearby. The only thing I take from further away is this wood chip mulch, and this is the only time I've ever had to do it because Montreal is an island, and it seems like the cheapest delivery I can get is $70 and $50 for a yard of mulch, which is, you know, I can get it for free if you go pick it up in many cities. So the city here reuses it, and as in any urban setting, wood is hard to come by, raw material. So I weed the edges of all up and down the sidewalk. I go up and down with a wheelbarrow. It's a particularly wide street here, and the blooms are coming. I've been observing the birds. Someone put a netting over here, and I think it's for the birds and the squirrels. It's a smart thing to do. I was considering this for a squirrel village, a squirrel park, and of course in my head I'm thinking Ewoks, you know, Star Wars village, Ewok village, treehouse made of wood with connecting walkways, but that's expensive. It takes time. With netting, most people don't even notice it's there, so netting works fine. So instead of stopping the squirrels by putting something slippery they can't, or preventing their climbing, why not create a highway for them and then bring them to the places we want, which are the parks, etc. So I say we corral the squirrels away from these spots, because when I put sunflower seeds in the other yard on Désirable, they're there within, you know, within hours, with half a day at max, they're going to be there, and they're going to be consuming those sunflower seeds, the birds too. But I want to prevent the squirrels from messing with the bird feeder systems. So I'm trying to figure out how to create spaces for them in this dense urban environment. But it's Montreal, so it's not that dense. It's quite amazing. And I find almost overwhelmingly positive response from the yards. So hashtag Jimmy Leaf Tender. This is raw cut for editing. If you watched it, thanks for watching.